Greetings, I am Yatch Bamford, Chairman of the Pit River Nation. On the first day of Native American Heritage Month, the Pit River Nation is underscoring the urgent need to protect ancestral homelands and spiritual sites, currently managed by the U.S. Forest Service in Northern California. Our nation is calling on President Biden and California's federal delegation to put in place national monument protections for a little more than 200,000 acres in the Medicine Lake Highlands, located about 30 miles from Mount Shasta, known as Sáttítla. For generations, we have fought to protect and defend our lands, our waters, our people. Today, we call upon the world to recognize the profound significance of our lands and to join us in the defense, and to work alongside us in ensuring its permanent protection. Together, in unity, we stand before you, and we declare that Sáttítla must be protected, and we call for its designation as a national monument, not just for our tribe, but for all of life that depends on it. Decades of litigation to defend Sáttítla have only been offered temporary resolve, but the threat of geothermal energy interests persists. In May of 2022, our tribe united in a resolution pledging our unwavering commitment to conserving what makes these lands unique, sacred, and ecologically significant. Over the years, we have united with allies, drawn people from far and wide, and shared the cultural and scientific marvels of the Medicine Lake Highlands. We will continue this vital work, reaching out to other tribal communities and neighbors, ensuring these lands are stewarded wisely into the future. But the time for action is now. That's why the Pit River Nation urges President Biden and California's elected delegation to recognize the urgency of this moment. We stand firm and recognize that you must wield the power vested in you to put in place protections that our tribal nations and so many others have been asking for. We invite President Biden and California's elected delegation to stand next to us and be protectors of our lands, our waters, to be the leaders who ensure that Sáttítla stands unspoiled for the generations to come. President Biden, you hold the power to do just that. To all present and beyond, we extend an invitation to you to join us in the righteous cause. Together, let us elevate our collective voices, urging swift action and safeguarding these sacred lands and waters for our people and generations to come. Se Sula'aya.
Iligatige Ilmawi Das Enjo Chi'i. My name is Radley Davis, Ilmawi, belonging to the Pit River Nation. Today our hearts beat in rhythm with our ancestors that reside here among us on these sacred lands. As we recognize the beauty of our indigenous traditions, it's imperative that we also recognize our Sáttítla as not just a piece of land, but as a living embodiment of our history, of our spirituality, and of our identity as indigenous people. In the embrace of this special time, this fall time, as we prepare for winter, I am reminded of the young men who still embark upon the sacred journey to the Sáttítla as part of our puberty journeys. It's a tradition that has stood the test of time, a rite of passage that connects the young men with wisdom of our ancestors. As I look into their eyes of these young souls, I see reflection of generations past, and I realize the profound responsibility we all bear in preserving and protecting this special place. For me, this fight to protect Sáttítla is deeply personal. It's not just about the legal battles, the environmental concerns, or the political debates. It's about the sacredness that has pulled at the heartstrings of our people for centuries. It's about the long history of tribal ceremonies, prayers, the ceremonial dances, and the echoes of our ancestors that reverberate through the rocks, through the trees, through the mountains and the waters. Every time I walk upon the hallowed grounds, I feel the presence of those who came before us, guiding us, reminding us of our duty to protect and preserve. Sáttítla is not just a physical place. It's that umbilical cord that connects our past, our present, and our future. It's a testament to the resilience of our people and the enduring power of our ceremonies and traditions. In this effort, I draw strength from the stories passed down through generations, stories of courage, stories of survival, and the unwavering faith of our cultural traditions. I urge each and every one of you to let the sacredness of this land seep into your hearts, to understand that our fight is not just for us, but for the young men and women who will continue to visit this sacred place as part of their coming-of-age journey. It's for the generations yet unborn who deserve to walk these ancient paths, to learn from our traditions, and to be nourished by the spiritual essence of Sáttítla. Let us stand together, not just as tribal people, but as special guardians of our history. I call upon the President's administration to hear our plea, to recognize the urgency of this moment, and to take swift and decisive action to protect our sacred Sáttítla. I ask our fellow tribal nations and communities to join us to raise their voices in unison and to stand as one against the encroachment upon our sacred ways of life. Let us be the rallying cry echoing from tribe to tribe, community to community, until it reaches the chambers of power, compelling action and ensuring the preservation of our sacred land for all time. Together, we can achieve what may seem insurmountable alone. Let our collective strength be the force that shapes the future of Sáttítla. Thank you, and may the spirits of our ancestors guide us in this righteous endeavor. Sesulai.
Chumisanwi. My name is Brandy McDaniels. I'm the Madesi Band Cultural representative for the Pit River Nation. My tribal council, comprised of representatives of the 11 bands of the Pit River, have also appointed me as our Sáttítla working group lead. I deliver this message as a proud citizen of the great Pit River Nation, entrusted by our leadership with the critical task of managing our efforts to protect Sáttítla, which is commonly known as the Medicine Lake Highlands. The Pit River Nation's commitment to safeguarding Sáttítla is a sacred duty uniquely tied to our heritage, identity, health, and our commitment to future generations. We are not merely preserving lands, we are preserving our culture, our history, and lifeways to ensure our survival, which includes the overall ecosystem and the fragile and complex aquifer that supplies pure water resources to our people as well as to a significant portion of California. As I stand here today with current and ongoing proposed threats to this sacred place of my people, the urgency of our plea cannot be overstated. President Biden, you, alongside California's federal delegation, have the power to shape the legacy of conservation in this state. You have the opportunity to recognize the profound cultural and ecological significance of the Medicine Lake Highlands and ensure its protection for generations to come. We extend an invitation to leaders, both locally and nationally, to come and experience Sáttítla firsthand. Come bear witness to why this place is not just land, it is our living history, our cultural sanctuary, and our spiritual refuge. Let this experience guide your decisions and inspire you to join us as guardians of our heritage and the unique history of these United States. Let this experience also help you understand that irreversible impacts of industrial scale energy development is simply not appropriate at Sáttítla. Let the voices of my people help you understand. We need you to take action now to protect this national treasure. On this first day of Native American Heritage Month, we call on President Biden, federal agency staff, congressmen and women, and California leaders to protect our sacred Sáttítla as a national monument. Sesula Aya, I am grateful. Sesula Aya, thank you.
I am so proud to support this proposal by the Pit River Tribe to designate the Medicine Lake Highlands as a national monument protected under federal law. These lands to the east of Mount Shasta are culturally sacred to Native American tribes in California. They're also critically important to our state's water system as the headwaters of our Sacramento River system. Also geographically and geologically unique. The proposal to create a national monument here ensures that the sensitive cultural and environmental place is protected in perpetuity for the enjoyment of future generations. I'm so thankful for the leadership of the Pit River Tribe, and I'm so excited to bring this proposal to Washington, D.C., and ultimately ask our president to designate the Medicine Lake Highlands as a national monument.